Hey everybody, I'm
Hi.
taking a walk with my kids just outside the village where we are, and this is the last video in the series as the blog site winds down. Got my kids photo bombing me here. It's now more than 3 months that we've been in the lockdown in South Africa, and as I film this video, the lockdown is easing out to the point now where domestic travel within the province is allowed. And that means that pretty soon interprovincial travel will be possible. And, who knows when the borders will open. There's still a lot of restrictions, but things are slowly opening up as the virus really digs in and our infection rate is growing wildly, is when things open up, which I suppose is counterintuitive on the one level, but on the other level, we've got to get back to work somehow. And it's weird, it feels out there like it's life as it was before, but with sanitizers and face masks and social distancing and long queues. One of the things that I started doing in this lockdown period is taking these longer walks with my children, in the vineyards around us. So we've really been discovering our immediate environments in ways that we didn't before. That's something that came out of the lockdown, because during the pre-lockdown we were always on the move, always walking around. And so, now that we couldn't do that, we've had to find other ways. And so this is one of the lockdown discoveries. This is the vineyards around where we live in the village. It's a very special part of the world over here. And I got to say, if you're going to be anywhere in lockdown, and this was about as good a place as any to be, especially at this time of the day. Yeah, so I'm a little bit sad that the series is coming to an end, because for me it's been a very special time of getting my thoughts down, really thinking about life, my life, thinking about my business, and it's been a time of incredible uncertainty, releasing control, leaving control, losing control. Man, that's been a hard thing to do. Surrendering control has been an incredibly difficult thing to do. It is an incredibly difficult thing every day of my life, because I've lived with the illusion for most of my life that I'm in control. And now I've really discovered on every part of my life, and a big thanks to the pandemic for that I have no control over anything. And learning to accept that continues to be the hardest thing ever. I think the one thing about embracing uncertainty is that you stop worrying, because what you're going to do, there's nothing you can really do, right? And as a result of accepting the uncertainty and not being anxious about it, some really wonderful things have happened on many different levels. It's still a tough time on the personal front. I've been able to spend amazing time with these monsters over here, with these beautiful children. Okay, all right, thank you. And there's a lot of healing that has to happen. That's going to take a long time, and some really interesting personal learnings have come, and so I'm at this stage of the lockdown, and I'm extremely grateful for the lockdown itself and for the opportunities that the lockdown has brought from a personal development point of view, and the time spent with my children, and grateful to have had an opportunity to get onto this platform on a regular basis. And so even though it's been a force of destruction, it has been, like in the Western Cape, we have fynbos, this indigenous plant kingdom that grows, and one of the ways that it regenerates is that it must be burnt in a fire once a year, and out of that fire comes all the new growth that is necessary. And I think for me the pandemic has been like that so far, is a lot of the old me has had to burn down in this, and there's a new me that's emerging, and there's a lot of joy in that, because it's been a process of coming to terms with and slowly trying, not necessarily successfully, letting go of a lot of parts of me that needed to be let go of. And a long way to go, and certainly not a process that just suddenly one day stops and we've arrived. I don't think that there is a place at which I arrive. It's an ongoing journey of discovery. So I'm grateful for it. I think what I've learned in the process is that as much as I thought I was really moving prior to the lockdown, prior to my own personal life collapsing towards the end of the last year, as a result of me, not just collapsing as something that happened, unrelated to me. I caused it. And that in the context of the pandemic, where, everything has collapsed around me, and that wasn't my doing. And sitting in a state of collapse and having to accept and really journey inside myself and come to terms with who I am and who I have been, and think about who I am, like, starting the process of actually discovering who I am. I'm happy that this process happened, and that the lockdown allowed for the most extraordinary pause imaginable, to be able to be still and to really go deep inside. And this is not unique to me. Obviously, a lot of people have had a very similar experience of the virus, the impact of the virus causing everything to stop and everybody to be able to reflect internally. And so, this blog series has also just helped me to gather my thoughts and to flesh them out. And so for those of you that actually have read and watched, I'm very grateful to you. And for Jason and Sarah for having the idea to put this whole thing together, I'm also grateful to you guys. This has been a very powerful part of my own journey. And I'm extremely grateful to you guys for that. And so for everybody who is still navigating the world in a state of plague, I wish you all safety and love and joy and peace. And I hope that everybody manages to find some state of stillness in which to really hear the things that they need to hear about themselves and about the world. Much love. Bye-bye.